Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to a snowy, snowy Tuesday evening. Snow is starting to stick, and I'm getting excited because I love cold and I love snow. I know we're not going to get a whole lot tonight, but it's there. It's out there. Yes. Yes, tonight is a photo art stream, and thank you for the resub, Icarus. You wonderful, beautiful creature, you. 23 months, damn. Thank you so much for the support for now almost 2 years. Oh, lovely. Yes, we are going to be working on some images tonight. The latest and greatest with McKenna. We did this shoot this past Friday, actually. We're supposed to do it around Halloween. Things fell through. So we got to do this last Friday because, hey, both of us had Veterans Day off, so here we are. McKenna will be joining me on the audio in about 20 minutes or so, from what she told me. So we'll get started, and when McKenna joins us, she will talk about this character and the LARP that she was at with this character. Is once again a Vampire the Masquerade LARP for the annual Night in Question event, which I think happens in Texas. So, yes, you've got snow. I'm not ready for snow yet after Thanksgiving is your personal preference. I mean, in my part of New York State, when the first snow happens it's kind of actually late. Usually we see like the first snow like early, like way earlier. Like we might see things in like late October or like first week of November. So this is kind of late for my part of the world. So, but it's there. It's starting to stick. I can see it right out the window there. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be working on some images that were taken from this shoot. So, as always, if you don't know who I am, eRoivus here on Twitch, but professionally, I'm known as Brian J. French. I'm a professional photographer, and if you would like to know more about what I do and check out some of my work, just type in !art, and it will take you to my card page, which is where all the links are. So Instagram, Vero, Patreon, Redbubble, DeviantArt, my website, and it's all there for you if you want to scope it out. Thank you, Icarus. So we're going to start with this one. I figure it's a good one to start with tonight. This particular backdrop has seen a lot of use since I bought it a few months ago. Yes. It's become one of my quickly most used. I mean, it's hanging up. You can see it hanging up right behind me. It's apparently the most recent cosplay shoots I've done, costume cosplay shoots, have all had a touch of murder, a wee bit of horror in them. So I'm glad I got it. Well, you yourself, Icarus, were in front of that backdrop, so murder good. Red rum. Okay. I've also been getting a lot of great use out of my honeycomb light modifiers, which creates this very, very dramatic sort of lighting. So You may be biased, yes. What, against the backdrop or for murder? Or both? Yes. Okay. Even make the reds a little darker. That's a bit much. That's a bit much. And that's nope. Didn't want to do that. I don't think we actually need to add more black to this. I think we got plenty enough. Let's check our neutrals. Not a whole lot of neutrals in here, actually. Oh, more than I thought. Okay. Maybe I was wrong. Yeah. We've got plenty of drama in here already. So how are you, Icarus? I know you were just at a Ren Fair. You and Tiny Dragon on Fire at a Ren Fair. Which you must have had an absolute blast because it's Ren Fair. Of course you are. Yes, good. Good. My fourth weekend there, but only one I've done both days. Oh, yes. Oh, I love when I'm able to get the season pass. It's like if I know I'm going to go a bunch of weekends, it's a yes. Absolutely spring with the season pass. Okay. All right, let's go right in here. See if we can hide some of the evidence of just want to move some of the indications that just the edges of the wig there. Not much, so very good there. Nice. Oh, fair is just awesome. I wish there were more cold weather fairs in this part of the world, because most of the ones by us they wrap up around late October. Like, I think, no, Pennsylvania's done. Louisiana just opened a few weeks ago. But yeah. Okay, what was I doing next? Oh yeah, doing a little burning. Yes. Just to tone down some of the obvious brightness. Have you gotten to see your favorite band there? Have you gotten to see the crack? Oops. Oh yeah, that's already nice. And the Reeling Rogues. Nice, nice. So let's see. So we started with that, and now we've turned it into that. So we've brought more of the focus. We've narrowed the focus in on McKenna by darkening some of the exterior here. Ooh, yes. It's kind of a Ren Fair rite of passage if you're a newbie. You have to see the joust at least once. Ooh. Hmm. Let's see, so that's blue filter. It deadens a lot of it. Green filter. Okay, green filter, not too bad. High contrast red. Regular red, not much of a change. Yeah, it just drops the yellows a bit. Yeah. No, I like the red filter, so I'm going to keep it like that. Yeah. So, yeah. I also did shoot a roll of film for this shoot as well, so I have yet to develop it. Don't know if that'll be an art stream next week or if I'm just going to do that off stream, as I am wont to do, just because, you know, I'm getting paid for this, so I want to move things along. Nice. All right, let's move to let's go there. Let's go here. Into immediately. Maybe do that again. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you and Tiny Dragon had a blast. Tone down the reds just a bit. A little more you. So much fake blood for this shoot. I'm very glad that these backdrops are washable. What did I do there? Oh yeah, it's brightness contrast. Let's just save it for the moment, so that I know which one I'm working on. Oh, no.
Hello.
Hello!
I'm here, finally.
You are. Let me just adjust your volume. We have a McKenna, everybody.
Hi.
8 on the dot. Well done.
Thank you. I'm very good at timing my toddler's bedtime, apparently.
But good evening. And so I've already finished one.
Which one was that?
One of my personal faves from the set. Toward the end of you holding the.
Nice.
So
that looks good, black and white.
That looks very good, black and white, and that's the in color. So, but they both look quite lovely.
They do indeed.
And Glitching Icarus says hello.
Hi. Nice to see you again.
But yeah, no, I've just finished editing the first one, and now I'm working on this one. And yes, we're just talking about well, I was just saying that there was so much fake blood in this shoot. I'm very glad these backdrops are washable.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's just like corn syrup and food coloring or something similar. It was very sticky.
I mean, how much of it did you get? How much of it did you get pasted in while you were at the actual game itself?
So this is actually a different formula than they use at the game. They use a mix of tempera paint and water for the blood of the game, which is why a lot of the stains on my dress at the beginning are like very pink. That's what it washes out as. Whereas this is a Ben Nye stage blood, which you can get at any theater supply store. And is formulated to be washable, but that remains to be seen. This is the first time I've ever gotten it on something that is like white.
So about the game itself. So I mean, what is this? This is your what, fifth time going to the night in question? What is that for our viewers here who are unfamiliar with this LARP that you go to every year?
All right. So the night in question is what is referred to as a blockbuster LARP, in that it has high production values and is focused more on immersion and narrative conflict than it is on, crunching numbers or PvP or winning, air quote. It is set in the World of Darkness setting, Vampire the Masquerade, and focuses on a particular vampire cult known as the Sabbat. Their tenets are vampire supremacy, a belief in, a specific end time called Gehenna, which they are trying to prevent, and lots of weird religious fundamentalist style fun times. And they are known in universe for doing these sort of war party raids on other political groups and sects within the vampire universe, where they need a lot of shock troops. So what they do is they go out and they lure mortals into an area where they can just basically turn them fast and quick and then set them loose on their enemies to either, do a lot of damage before they die or make a name for themselves and possibly become useful. So the game takes place at one such event. It is set up like a rave outside the city of Austin, Texas, in a rural area where no one's going to know what happens. So most of the characters at the beginning of the night are mortal and will be forcibly changed into vampires and deal with drama. Everyone has a different player group. You pick a character template that you can then personalize to your liking. The group that I was in this year was a group called the Drag Rats. a collection of homeless youths who look out for each other and kind of know that something weird has been going on in the city recently. They've noticed a lot more disappearances than are normal amongst the homeless and other disenfranchised populations of the city. And so they know that there is something dangerous happening, they just don't know what. And my character specifically, her name was Flora. She is sort of like the team mom, homemaker of the group, if, they can have such a thing. She sort of tries to keep tabs on everyone and make sure that they all stay safe and have a place to come back to if they need it. She sort of keeps an eye out and maintains an unoccupied apartment where the group squats on occasion. The group itself was made up of Flora. There was the group bruiser, the only sort of combat-oriented member of the group, named Finn, who was a violently anti-capitalist, homeless by choice sort of activist, very big personality with a lot of strong opinions. There was Possum, a young woman we found dumpster diving and basically adopted. Trying to remember all their names because it's been a while at this point. There was Sticky Steve. You don't want to know how he got the name.
Okay.
A drug dealer who talked a big game and started more fights than he ended. Let me actually get over to our player sheet so I can see the names. There was Becca, who was a chronically ill girl who just kept getting worse, and just wanted to be able to have a good time and not worry about collapsing. Delilah, who was a runaway from a rich family, who was scared that her parents were going to try to get her back. And then Salem, who was I think she was a former Catholic school kid. Also, I think a runaway who was kind of like a hustler type. And yeah, that was a
big cast.
For our group. Yeah, I thought it was only going to be 4 people, but it ended up being much larger than that. But it was cool because it was nice to have all those varying personalities and figure out the secrets that come out over the course of the evening. So, our group ended up staying together for the most part. Despite everything that went on, we all sort of found each other at the end and we're like, you know what? Yeah, this world kind of sucks and we're monsters now, but we're gonna stay together at the end of it, and if we all survive, then, we're gonna be our own thing and see how that goes.
Go team.
Yeah, go team. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I have a lot of stories now that I am trying to remember, but I also don't want to monopolize the chat with things that people may not necessarily want to hear. So if people have specific questions, let me know and I'll answer to my heart's content. Otherwise, I'll just ramble.
Well, at least Icarus is really liking the stories here.
Mm-hmm. Good. I'm glad. It is a fun game, and if you're interested in LARP, or Vampire the Masquerade, I highly recommend taking a look at it. The staff are good people. It's one of the reasons I keep going back. Love other people's RP adventures. Good! Because
Yes,
I always
indeed.
worry that I bore people.
No. And this character here, now, I know you told me you didn't make the outfit for this.
I did not. This one, I didn't really have a lot of time to put something together custom between getting the house ready and other stuff that I was working on. So this I thrifted for the most part. The dress I actually got from a coworker. She had gotten married, a very informal ceremony recently, and she got 2 dresses. I think at like J.C. Penney or Target or something. And this was the one she didn't end up wearing, and she was going to return it, but she brought it in to work and was like, "If anyone wants this, I'll let it go for $30." And I was like, "Okay, I'll take it." That looks like something that'll be fun to see covered in blood spatter. So that was from her. I got the scarf and the top from Goodwill. The wig was one I had lying around from another run of the night in question. And the shoes I got at Walmart for $5.
So yeah, so that's the full body, which I haven't done anything yet. So I've been doing most so far. What I've done so far is just the more of the closest. But yeah, that's the entire outfit.
Mm-hmm.
This poor innocent girl who was made a feast.
Yes. Sort of the establishing character moment for the evening was so the group all got there and we talked as players for a bit and got some group shots, and so we decided that if we were going to roll it, since we're all looking out for each other, it made sense for us to arrive as a group rather than trickle into the rave separately. And the first other group we encounter is 3 sorority girls and their token frat bro. And one of the sorority girls is the new pledge, so of course they're hazing her this entire evening. And the frat bro goes up to Finn and says, I'll give you $100 if you paddle the new pledge. And they had like a fake hazing paddle. It was pink. They had stuck fake flowers all over it, and then in pretty font wrote the sorority Greek name. I think it's the Chi Deltas. And so the guy's waving the $100 bill in Finn's face, and Finn grabs it and was like, or the frat bro goes, we'll give you half now and half after you paddle her. And Finn grabs the $100 bill, tears it in half, eats one half, and then throws the other one in the guy's face and says, "I'll show you where you can shove your paddle." And Flora notices that the pledge is not looking too happy to be there. She's looking kind of nervous, so she sort of sidles over and she goes, "Hey, are you okay?" And the pledge just looks at her with, God bless this other player, because she sold it, but like a smile that was a smile, but her eyes just looked like dead terrified. And she was like, "Oh, no, it's fine. No, I want to be here." And so Flora reaches into her bag and pulls out a bulk pack of neon Band-Aids, which I bought specifically for the game, because I'm like, well, if a team mom's going to be there, she's got to have like painkillers and Band-Aids and snacks. I didn't end up bringing snacks, but I did have the Band-Aids. And so I just grabbed a handful of like these neon Band-Aids and I handed it to her and I said, "Just in case." And she looks at me and she goes, "Thank you," and nods her head and just like shoves them into her sock, because she's got like the thigh-high white socks with the mini skirt. And ended up using those for the rest of the evening. Anytime something bad happened to her, she would put on a Band-Aid as a way to like keep track of all the crap that she saw, which I thought was really cool, and I was happy to be able to instigate that trend.
Nice.
Yeah.
So by this point of the game, all these images, she's already been turned.
Yeah. Yeah, she was probably my favorite character that I've played at this game so far. So the big secret for our group, which we talked about prior but didn't come out officially in game until about midway through was that Finn actually started out as a vampire. He was not affiliated with the Sabbat at all, but he did know them by reputation. And once he recognized what was going on, was trying to protect as many people as he could because he knows their MO. And Flora was the last one, one of the last two still human midway through the game. It was her and it was Sticky Steve. And so when she ran into Finn and Possum, and she was totally terrified at this point because she had seen what was going on and didn't know what to do. And normally when a vampire is embraced at this game, it is quick, it is dirty, they are hit on the head with the back of a shovel, thrown into a shallow grave, and then made to dig their way out of it as sort of like an initiation. And part of the reason they do that is it's supposed to like facilitate killing the last bit of humanity in the person. So the rest of her group was like, Flora's too good for that. Like, we're not going to force her to go through that, but we also don't want her to die, and if she stays a human, she's going to be dead, like dead by the end of it. So Finn actually embraced her, and it was like very, gentle and protective. And Possum was standing nearby to keep watch to make sure that no one came in and tried to start stuff, and then went off and found a person for Flora to eat when she woke up. And it was just like this really sort of like affectionate act of protection between the three members of the group. And so it's like, I can't make her a monster with this. Like, no, I gotta commit to the bit. So she spent the rest of the evening trying to reconcile what she was with still trying to be a good person and protecting her friends. And she did not necessarily take well to the more violent aspects of her nature, though she was sort of getting there by the end.
Yeah, there's a couple ones that I'm going to be editing tonight of you attempting to throw a punch and just like, what is this?
Yeah.
How do I violence?
Basically.
So we're now. I'm currently working on this image here, and we're tweaking the eyes a bit. So.
Because fun with eyes is like one of the best parts about doing these supernatural creature shoots.
That's kind of become my sort of MO with. I seem to be developing just not just with you, but other people I've done cosplay shoots with, like when I did with Ryan for his Resident Evil shoot, like after he's already taken in the T virus, the Ouroboros virus, so I'm messing with that. Icarus, who I did a shoot with when they were here a few months ago, and they were just covered in like eye jewelry, so I'm like, all right, well, we have to ramp that up. So it's become a thing.
I mean, if you're dealing with a character that is supernatural or has like a magical bent, it's one of the easiest ways to communicate that in a subtle way.
I mean, also, like with Icarus, it has kind of become the Magnus Archives, so just eyes everywhere.
I need to sit down and actually listen to that podcast at some point. I know it's really good, and it's super easy to get into. I just haven't.
Although, since this is your character, I'm just just beefing up the eyes a bit. But is there a particular color eyes that you had in mind for her after all of this?
No, I don't think so. I think the brown still works for her. If she had totally gone off, off the deep end, then red might have been appropriate. But in this particular instance, I think sticking with the brown is good.
All right, then we will. Well, I mean, Icarus, you've done so much Magnus Archives fan art. Oh yes, by the way, if anyone out there is watching tonight, if you've got, if you want to drop links to your various arts, feel free to do so. So, alright, so let's go back in here and darken up the pupil just a bit. Just a little bit. Alright, and a little... Let's just do a slight... Sometimes we deal with our feelings by drawing absurd amounts of fan art. I mean, yes, that's fair.
Very fair.
Am I on the right layer? He says, wondering. No, he wasn't.
If you have to ask, the answer is always no.
I'm like, wait a minute, nothing. I'm clicking on things, but nothing's happening. Am I on the right layer? And the answer is no. Of course I'm not.
Actually, something that I might recommend, and I don't know if it is something you are into as well, but because I noticed I have a little vein there on my eye. If there's any that are showing maybe up the contrast or the saturation on the vein so it looks kind of bloodshot.
At that, I mean, I'm zoomed in at 300%. So when I go out to 100,
probably wouldn't show up.
Not as clearly.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
So let's just save you. Oh, right. Beep. Now we adjust the layer. There we go. Remember, children, layer order is important.
It really is.
And I'm still, as it gets closer, I mean, I know yours is still a year out, but I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so next year I am hosting my own Vampire LARP in Albany, and I am so stoked for that. Got to send an email to the venue this week to put our deposit down on it so it can be official. But I will drop a link to that in chat, so
yes, go right ahead.
Take a look. It is a Vampire the Masquerade game set in old Hollywood. It is an amalgamation of film noir and Hollywood history, and also vampires, which, I mean, I don't understand how someone couldn't like that combination.
I mean, seriously.
Unless you hate fun. So.
All right. Let's see how I'm going to play this one. We've got eyelashes there, so we're going to start here.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, trying to get around the eyelashes with the...
Well, let's see it. Let's see if I can do something with this. If not, then, then I'm not going to beat myself up over it. But I'm just curious. After all, this is Photoshop.
It is Photoshop. It is powerful if you know what you are doing.
And I do slightly think I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you know what you're doing more than I do. It's one of those things where there are so many options and things that you can use it for that trying to sort through them all isn't necessarily user-friendly. I guess, if that makes sense. It's overwhelming the amount of tools at your disposal.
Yes, but it is all dependent on what you are using it for. Like if you're like basic photo editing, then there's you only need a couple of things: auto tone, auto contrast, auto color. That will mostly set you right. If you're just doing really basic, quick stuff, more involved stuff, then you might want to take a few classes. All right, let's see if we can tone down the lashes a bit. That we still see a little bit coming through. And then, so I still have the roll of film to develop, which will probably be done. I don't know if I'm streaming that next week, or I'm just going to do that right off stream. Just get it done and over with. I do have enough chemistry for it. I just need to prepare it and do it. Let's turn you down. Oh, that's a bit harsh. Actually, no. Hold on. We're just calling our friend the eraser tool. Oop. That's fine. Let's then. No, okay. Not what I wanted. Okay. Great thing about digital art, it's called the undo button. There we go. Just a little darker.
Is one of the reasons I gravitated more towards digital art for a bit, is because you can erase the image as many times as you want, and there's no paper for you to ruin. Infinite mistake corrections.
Exactly. And so there we are. The other eye is covered by your hair, so that means I don't have to do anything like that. So we'll just do the one, and we'll bring it up there as well. So we'll do. And we'll do black and white. That's kind of why
such a good feeling at Garrus. It's such a good feeling.
That's kind of how I feel when I actually do black and white film. Like I love the act of developing the film is great. It's so therapeutic for me. I love doing it. But when it actually comes to the post-production and the editing of those images, oh my god, after I scan those images in and I work on them in Photoshop, it's great. Because the alternative is what I used to do in college, and just go into the darkroom and make print after print after print until I actually got it right. which meant a lot of wasted photo paper.
That stuff ain't cheap.
No, it isn't. All right, let us move to this one, which was your previous Facebook cover photo.
Yes. This one, actually, I got a commission of...
I actually have to change to one that doesn't have your arm quite so bent. I remember you mentioned that.
Yeah, and then it ended up being bent in the one that has the best expression on my face anyway, so we'll just chalk it up to creep factor.
All right, that's fine. Which one was that specifically? Because I took a few of them.
It was the last one we took, I think.
All right, then let me just go back into Bridge here.
Yeah, because there were a couple in the middle where you said I looked kind of tired instead of, like, desperate, and then I...
Yes, okay, yep. Let's get out of here. Let's change you. Open you up. Yes, there it is. There's the expression.
Yeah, that one.
That one, yep.
Yeah, and we can just chalk the elbow up to creep factor. Whatever, yeah. I'm covered in fake blood. Backwards joints, that's
whatever.
Small potatoes.
It's part of your charm. There we are.
Mm-hmm.
Perk of being bitten. You get backwards joints. I don't know.
I've made like grown ass men like just scream popping my elbow joint like that. It doesn't hurt at all. It's the way my arm naturally wants to move, but because it's not like a normal range of movement for most people, they get super weirded out by it.
Oh. Let's get rid of my carpet there, so we're going to crop that out.
Yeah. So I got a commission from a wonderful artist who was also at the game, named Morgan. I will see if I can find her portfolio site again, so I can share that with y'all. But she did this pose was the one she chose, so I modeled the photo after the art that she did. Yeah, I can't find the link to her stuff. I'll keep looking here.
While you do that, so there's a couple of other ones that on here that so I've been doing a lot of the more serious parts of this shoot, but we're gonna get to some of the early ones of your character doodling. So we've got that one coming up. We have this one that just makes me chuckle. The V there. Look, Ma.
Here she is. So her image of me is not on this, but this is one of the sites she is on.
Well, let's take a quick little peek then. Bring that over here for our lovely viewers to check out. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I love the way that like her colors and the way she shades things. Good stuff. What it is.
And I've been thinking about joining ArtStation, but I know that ArtStation caters a lot more to like video game artists.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are photographers on there, but it's not it's a very small amount of the work on ArtStation as a whole. But Morgan does some nice stuff.
Yeah. If folks are looking for art of characters, highly recommend.
Okay.
The image she did for me into the Discord chat for you to pop up if you wanted to share that. Yoink.
Okay, hue saturation is good. Let's do... do that. Yes, for those of you who are just joining me, thank you so much for spending some of your Tuesday evening with me and McKenna. Very much appreciate the pleasure of your company. I'm editing some photos from the last photo shoot that I did with McKenna this past Friday, and if you are interested in knowing more about my photography, just type in !art in the chat, and that'll take you to my card page where you can check out my website, Instagram, Vero, Redbubble, DeviantArt. I'm smeared all over the place, so it's all there. Where are you? No, I did that. I did that. That's what I forgot to do on the last one. And I was gonna... like, that's gonna bug me. Although, fortunately, I don't need to do a whole lot. I need to remove the slight evidence that you are wearing a wig.
Yeah, the hairline is natural looking. It's not that natural looking.
Well, it's like you can actually notice the screening up here. And it's like, okay, we need to... I need to tweak that.
Oh yeah, now that you pointed out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if I notice it, someone else is going to notice it, and,
Yup.
It still doesn't compare to the shoot that we had by the woods near your old place, where we had gotten like a bunch of images in when both of us completely missed the fact that, you know, your bodice was like halfway unclasped. Yeah. Like, oh, well, yeah, shit.
Yeah, you live and you learn.
Now redo.
Wardrobe malfunctions. Occupational hazard of the hobby, I guess.
Yes.
In this particular instance, we have Clone Tool.
Yes, one of my favorite Let's, now that we've done the base of that,
Still got some salvageable ones out of that first shoot, though.
yes. Okay. There we go. Now it's not as noticeable. Now we're going to go up into the, as I had said when we started the shoot, I'm like, oh, I recognize that wig.
This is the 4th time I've used it for a costume. Because there was the first night in question that I wore it for. And then we did the spooky shoot after in the graveyard.
Yep.
And then I used it for the fairy outfit and then for this.
Okay. Just about done tweaking. There we go. That looks a bit better. Yes. Awesome. Now. Uh-oh. Save you. Now I'll undo the black and white and go. All right, which one was I doing next? Oh yes, that one. Back to you. So what was this particular moment of the game? Or were you just or I know you were recreating the image, but was there a particular moment?
No, it was I just sort of gave Morgan some general vibes to go with, and that was what she came up with. I did put the art that she did for me in the streaming text chat.
Oh yes,
in Discord. So I would, I wasn't sure what channel would be appropriate, so I just tossed it in here so it wouldn't clog up the normal chat stuff in your server.
Well, if you, did you put it in the Twitch chat or in my Discord?
No, in the Discord. So if you go to the voice chat, like next to the title, there's an open like chat, like text option for it, because now the voice chats have like mini text chats in them too.
Yes, okay. Because I'm looking for it in the streaming text chat actual channel, but now Discord has the sub. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Which, doesn't at all confuse the hell out of me. All right, so here is the artwork that we're modeling that image, my image, off of. Let's make that bigger. Full screen. Just, covered in blood like you do.
I was like, just make her look like sad and desperate and,
Well, that looks sad and desperate.
Yeah, so she sent me the sketch and I was like, yes, do what you want with it. I trust you. It's like, I'm not going to micromanage this. Do what you enjoy doing.
You do you.
Mm-hmm.
And how. Yes, we have the Icarus seal of approval. Thank you. So I've been seeing some murmurings on the Artist Back Alley Discord channel. The next Artist Back Alley raid train is going to be the weekend of December 10th and 11th. I am hoping to get in on that because I've missed the last two because I've been out of town for the last two, so I love doing the Artist Back Alley stuff.
A lot of fun.
All right, we are getting a little closer here to this one. We've done our usual gradient stuff. We've done our selective color. Let's go brightness contrast. Okay, I did do that. Oh, I did my hue saturation in the wrong spot. That should be not master. That should be... We're desaturating some of the reds. Like, have we done shoots with all of your Knight in Question characters, or are we missing some?
We're missing one. That would be last year's, but I probably won't ask to do a shoot with her because I didn't like that character particularly much.
All right.
I tried my hand at playing someone who is like just an unapologetic bitch, and I cannot do mean. I cannot bring myself to get into the headspace of someone who is that bitter, and it wasn't a fun person to play. I struggled a lot with it. So. That outfit isn't as, like...
memorable. It
was super comfy. One of my friends actually crocheted me a crop top, and she managed to, like, get my cup size perfect, and I was like, oh my god, this is the only crop top I own that actually, like, fits my bust, so I will love it and cherish it forever, but probably will not be photographed in an in-character capacity anytime soon.
Because let's see, I'm trying to remember. You've done the high-end juice box. Was that once or twice?
Twice.
Twice, because we've had two. I have two shoots of that.
And that's the only character so far that I have played more than once. That will change come spring because I'm going to be doing my steampunk character again in May, which I'm looking forward to.
So more different LARP.
Yep. Oh, that would be why.
And where is that one?
That one is out near Chicago.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that one is a 3-day game. Little pricier, but it includes your meals and your lodging, so I am not going to complain at all about that. Okay. In that one, my character is a waitress at a tavern and that tavern will be a physical in-game location this time around.
Ooh,
And
yes!
I am so excited. There's like a little tiny bar at the place and everything. I was like, ooh, it's my home turf.
Very nice. You can actually brain somebody. Lovely.
I can actually brain somebody. One's run by good people too. Let me. This is the website for that game.
Alright, up to the eyes. Like, right now, I'm just editing the ones that my personal favorites. You're still gonna have to send me a list of ones that you specifically want me to...
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, the ones that you really like and the ones that I really like tend to have a very, very large overlap.
True.
So I don't often see the need to request others. But
Well, if you send me, because they're all numbered, if you send me a list of numbers and I can just go through the ones and be like, okay, I've done that, and that. This one I haven't. Okay, let's do that.
Just look through right here.
Oops, layer from copy. No, I want that one, not that one.
Actually going through and doing that right now.
Yeah. And then just message me that list and I'll go through it. So in a couple of weeks, I will be doing another photo shoot. This will be another commission. This will be someone I've never done a shoot with. They want to do some sort of nerdy boudoir.
Fun.
So that will be very interesting. So it might mean I finally do a Picardo stream for the first time in months. Alright, this one is mostly covered by hair, but we do see some eye there. So this could be an interesting technical challenge. Nope. Control Z to the rescue. Thank you. Excellent. Oh, I didn't do the thing. So Icarus, as we get into 2023, there's probably gonna be some games that I'll be streaming that might be of interest to you. I'm planning on doing Silent Hill 2 and 3 at some point during next year. Now that the news has been released that Silent Hill 2 is getting a massive, full-on HD remake from the ground up, as has been the case with so many of our nostalgic childhood games because the video game industry is bereft of ideas. Resident Evil 2 turns 25 years old next year, so what I'm hoping to do is finally play the I'm finally hoping to play the Resident Evil 2 remake so that I can do kind of a side-by-side thing. Like, I'll replay the original PlayStation Resident Evil 2 and then play the remake of Resident Evil 2. Yeah, just it's like, oh, here's your feel old moment.
Tried playing Silent Hill 2 when I was in college, and there were some areas where, like, I don't know if it was just the TV that we were playing it on or the settings or whatnot, but it was like too dark to actually see what I was doing. And I was like, okay, I'm not scared now, I'm just frustrated because I keep running into a wall, apparently, but I can't actually see, like, where to not run into the wall. So
I mean, there are some areas of that game that are intentionally dark, but I used to just, for those, I just like turn up the brightness on the TV, just like, there we go. Like, Silent Hill 2 is the fan favorite. Like, that's the game that's got everybody excited because we all love Pyramid Head.
I mean, with good reason. He's a memorable villain and is, like, instantly recognizable and fun to look at if you're into horror things, regardless of whether or not you're, like, familiar with the franchise.
And good evening to you, Lady Gates 15, who says, "Hey, McKenna."
Hey, that's Danny. Texas Danny, not Albany Danny.
You have a friend. Welcome on in.
Yeah. Danny also goes to the night in question with me, and will be helping us out at the LARP that we're doing here. She's going to be assisting with player check-in and workshops and whatnot. So I am blessed to have her as a friend and a assistant.
Awesome. Well, welcome on in. We're just editing some stuff from last Friday's photo shoot. All right, let's do that, and now we'll do the. And I'm looking forward just because this is going to be the first LARP that I photograph. Like I've done event stuff, but never a LARP. So this will be quite fun.
I think you're going to enjoy it. And if some of the people come who say they are going to come end up making it, like, it's gonna be fun just watching them get into character and the shenanigans they come up with. So I don't doubt that it will be an interesting evening.
And now we start fiddling around with black and white.
But something that I've noticed in the black and white ones so far is that the fake blood on my hands is like less noticeable than when it's in color. And I don't know if that's like because they're too close in saturation levels for them to like be super distinguishable depending on how far you go with the black and white, but
Good evening, Xenopixel. Welcome. Well, I mean, just if you remember, like black and white movies, like think of Psycho, like that was dark. Like blood was darker because of just it's because of how saturated it is. Like if you turned a dark crimson red to black and white, it's going to look very dark.
not necessarily that it looks dark, it's just like sometimes it looks like it blends into the skin more than when it's in color. Does that make sense?
I mean, in this particular image, I would think that, like, the fangs would be a bit of a tip-off.
Yes, that's fair. No, it's less a criticism and more just, like, something I noticed, just, like, as an effect of this particular effect. Color is weird.
Yes.
Like, I remember an interesting tidbit I learned about the original Addams Family show was that, like, the entire set was pastel colored because that's what they had to do to get it to translate to the tones that they wanted in black and white film.
That's exactly right. Like, and the case, same thing. Like the classic Doctor Who, like the 1960s Doctor Who. Like you see it in black and white because color didn't happen until 1970. But when you see color stills of those early Doctor Who episodes, same thing. Like the entire set is just full of pastel because they needed to reproduce that particular shade in black and white to get the value. So same exact thing. Yes, I believe you're right, Xenopix. I think the blood in Psycho was chocolate sauce.
It's a popular substitute for blood in theatrical situations because the viscosity is and the shine is similar to blood as it starts to coagulate.
We did that. We did that and that one. No, we haven't done. Yeah, let's go to one here where you're just like punching.
Punching?
What is punching?
Yeah. What is standing up for myself and having a spine and being angry?
Oh, I've got like half an hour left. We're good. We're still good. Oh, the frustrations of having to be up at 7 a.m.
tomorrow, it's going to be even better, because you got to make sure that you're, like, out in time to deal with the crap that's going to be on the roads, because we live in the north fucking east.
Oh, yeah, and because this is the first snowfall of the season, it means that everyone has forgotten how to drive in it.
Yeah.
There's going to be at least 900 accidents on the Northway tomorrow morning, because they're all like, every single year we see the first snowfall, we're like, huh? What is this?
Today, I actually dropped my car off at the mechanic last night to get the snow tires on, and it was a good thing I did, because my brakes were also rusted out. It's like, oh, yeah, that would have been bad in a snowstorm.
Just a bit. Although I hate the fact that, I hate when I take my car in for routine maintenance and it winds up costing $1,100. Like, I'm just here for an oil change. Yeah, but this is rusted out. That's rotted out. This is that.
Adulting. It sucks.
Oh, cars. Why can't we invest? The capital region's big enough. Why can't we just invest more in light rail?
Or, like, something, anything other than the snow removal system we have now.
Like, we don't even have CDTA up here. It's a... Let's see, saturation, we have to change that to, no, let's bring that down to 0.
Dear Icarus, parts falling off the car while you're driving is not good. I am glad you are safe.
Captain's log, a bunch of our ship fell off and nobody likes me. Yes, cars do cost so much. Like, okay, well, yes, I would think that, something falling off of your car while you're driving it might be a little cause for concern, just a skosh.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there while I'm getting this car because it was the older one. It was the older car that we got. So it was the blue one. So I'm just like, I just need this car to last me 2 more years, so that the car loan on the newer one is paid off, and then we can trade the old one in for however many pennies we can get. And
I mean, in this, so honestly, with the car market the way it's been, you'll probably be able to get a pretty good price for your old one. Just
I hope
the
so.
inventory right now is so low. Like Shane's Mazda, we had an interested party. Like, he was just selling it for parts, and we had an inquiry within like 2 hours, and we're able to get a fairly decent price for it. So yeah, I think you'll be good.
I love your expression. It's just like, what is this?
Yeah, there was a scene where she got angry at her sire, and she slapped him, and then she's like, oh my god, no, I'm so sorry, that's not me, I'm not normally like this, you know me. And he just looks her dead in the eye, was like, you are a goddamn vampire now, you do not apologize for anything, here, punch me again. And she's like, what? He's like, no, punch me as hard as you can. And she did so, and she just sort of stood there for a minute, and because of course her sire, who's been a vampire much longer than she has, like, it really didn't do anything to him. He's like, oh wow, yeah, that was a good one. And she's just standing there just holding like the pose frozen in place, and someone's like, so are you okay? She's like, I don't know what bothers me more, the fact that I actually liked that or the fact that he didn't move.
Choose violence.
Yes. It's the order of the day in this particular universe.
I mean, it's called Vampire the Masquerade. I can't imagine it's it's all sunshine and roses.
No. No, it's how do we hide this violence? How do we make it look less violent? And if people do notice, how do we pin it on the other guy?
Let's see here. Did that actually? No, yes, I did copy, but I forgot to do a thing. We need to...
Don't forget the things.
Don't forget the thing. We need to mask that out. I'm just impressed that I'm impressed that you managed to these LARPs that you do, they wind up they're all scheduled and everything. It's like, as opposed to D&D where scheduling is like the final boss of any campaign.
Yeah. Well, given the the cost to the player and the scheduling that has to go into like getting the venue and getting your insurance and whatnot, it's like people. And because these are generally one-off things, it's a lot easier for people to schedule around them. I imagine if you were doing something more like a local LARP troop where you had a, long-running chronicle or campaign that met once every couple of months, it might be a little bit... You might not have everyone show up to every game, but it is also something that happens less frequently than a D&D game might. I believe, like, even with the games that I see that are long runners, people meet like once a month, as opposed to trying to work something in every week or bi-weekly.
Ooh, nope. That was too much masking. Let's not shrink that down by that much. Not 1 pixel. Will 1 pixel do? Yes, 1 pixel will do fine.
Amount of difference that a single pixel can make.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. And then after this one is done, I'm going to check the list that you just sent me and see which ones that I've already done and which ones I haven't, and I'll pull up one that I haven't. Like, just the whole concept just sounds interesting because it sounds like with a lot of at least the ones that you play, there's a lot. It's not like it's not all gore type horror. There's a lot of psychological. There's a lot of thinking horror in there.
Yeah, with Vampire you can run the gamut of horror, depending on what style you're into. The Night in Question does definitely lean more towards the violent, splattery end of things.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a different flavor for anyone who wants to get into it. And even like with this game, even with the level of immersion that there is and the quality of the visuals and the props and the set pieces. Like, I never go into this feeling scared at the end. Like, I know exactly what I'm getting into. And I'm much more it's a much more emotional experience on the interpersonal level than it is on the I'm in danger level or this is freaky level.
All right, let's check the list. What have we here? Okay. So let me just close out the ones that I have not touched yet. So I don't have a workspace just full of clutter. Okay. Let's see.
If you're going to do one that you haven't done yet, my vote is for either 96 or 33.
96 or 33. Okay, so let's see. So this is 33. Let's grab you. Look, Ma! And 96. Let's see, which one was 96?
96 was one of the cup ones, but it was from the upward and slightly down angle.
Oh, yes, hold on. Let me... I know what I forgot to do. All right, hold on. Because I renumbered them for you when I put them on Google, but I did not renumber them here. So, let me check the one I did free. Let me check your folder. Making sure my 33 and your 33 match up. Okay, that 33 is correct. And your 96 is my... Okay. Your 96 is my 106. Okay. Because of all... Yeah, because when I took out all of the misfires, but I did not renumber them for myself. I renumbered them for you, but not for myself. So, there we are. No, you know what? We've got 20 minutes or so. Might be able to knock out both. But we'll do 96 here, so we'll do another one of the cup.
I said it's a good cup.
Has that been used before in a shoot? I don't know.
I don't think I've used it with you, but it was a prop in the second run of the Night in Question that I did. Shane and I actually found that in a store in Taiwan on our honeymoon. We discovered that there was the sole heavy metal specific music purveyor in the entire city, operating out of like someone's basement shop space. It was a great little store, and they had that there, and I was like, we need that. There was originally a stainless steel insert, so you could actually like put liquids in and drink out of it, but I think that fell out at the game site somewhere. I have no clue where it is.
I mean, I suppose if you wanted to drink out of it anyway, you could just like line it with like saran wrap or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like non-reactive resin anyway that it's made out of. But there is also like paint in there now from the fake blood.
Yes.
So it would need to be washed. I'm cool with it just being a set piece.
Okay, hue saturation. Let's do selective color. Make our reds a little darker, but not too dark. Add a little bit more black to the neutrals. Maybe we can make our black a little more black.
All of the contrast.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if we take all the black out of the image, that's what you wind up looking like. Like, if we get 100% of the black out of the image, you become this sort of white, ethereal...
It's honest, maybe not for this particular image, but that's actually a really cool effect. Like, if we wanted to do, like, a spooky ghost type at any point, that would be something that should be done at some point.
The selective color sliders are some of my favorite tools in Photoshop, because it's like, okay, all right, so if we select the blacks in this image and we add 100% more black, all right, we just wind up with a much more contrastier image, and we start to lose you to the background. If we take out all the black, you get this sort of wispy, sort of spooky look, and then we start doing weird things like, well, what if we see what we do if we take all the black and we add 100% yellow. So it's just some of my favorite tools to work with. Like, when I'm not streaming, if I'm just doing regular editing, sometimes half the fun is just me farting around, playing around with sliders, going, oh, okay, what does that look like? Oh, I don't know.
What does this do? What does that do? What happens if I press that button?
Mm-hmm. Like, I just take this image here and I just said, you know what? I want to turn this into a cyanotype. And, ta-da. Or we make it sepia. Things like that. So
Sepia doesn't look half bad.
Oh, what did I... There we go. Back to default. Thank you. Go back to red. There we go. Do a little desaturation. Like, sometimes when I see illustrators doing stuff on stream, that just... I love when art streamers get experimental. It's like, well, what happens if we do this? I mean, there's a lot of programs out there that I see art streamers use. Like, the common one is Clip Studio Paint. I know that's
really popular, especially among digital artists who are more apt to do anime and manga style artwork. I've noticed it's very popular in that camp.
Like, there's one for tablets that I see now more and more called Procreate, and and because it's me, my mind goes right into the gutter. Like, really? Really? You called it Procreate? Really? Did you not think this through?
I possibly not, depending on what the first language of the people who developed it is. Because I think that, along with Clip Studio, I'm wondering if that was originally like a Japanese development team on it.
Oh, it very, very might, very probably. It's just, again, brain into the gutter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a product that Facebook keeps trying to sell me for homes. I think it's like a weatherproofing thing called Impregnator Seal. Because, yeah, I don't know what it's protecting my home against, but sure. Yeah. Let's go with that naming.
Yeah,
I know absolutely nothing about your product, and now I don't want to buy it.
Impregnator Seal. I'm like, what? Really? Just, what, are you going to put a condom on my driveway? Yeah, I know you use Clip, Icarus. And I know some artists still use Photoshop for illustration, like Lena does. I know that. All right, let's darken some of these highlights on your face so that we don't have glaring hot spots. Oh, did I? Yes, I did. Okay. I'll have to do that on this one. I'll have to remove the wig evidence.
You know, it's not as bad on this one, I don't think.
Not on this one.
Like, actually, what you could probably do instead of, like, erasing those little baby hairs at the top is just, like, use the clone tool on where the, netting on the hair is with the hair itself.
Yep.
And that would...
That's where I think I'm going. So let's do that now.
According to Google, Impregnator Seal is, it's for waterproofing and stain-proofing things like stone, tile, slate, ceramic quartz, and other hard rock-like building tools.
I don't make the rules, Icarus. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you would think. But, I mean, it gets you to talk about it, and all publicity is good publicity? Maybe? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm not the PR team for this product.
There we go. That takes care of that. So instead of giving you more forehead, we gave you more wig. Okay. Well, you've certainly got a lot of use out of this wig, that's for sure. Are you almost done with your new craft room? I know I've been seeing the pictures of you remodeling it.
Yeah. Right now it's just going to be slowly getting more storage and surface space to set up machines and whatnot. All of the hard work is done. I've been up there working on a new sewing project.
There's another commission or just one for yourself?
Just one for me. I'm doing another period undergarment. This time a like a nightgown slip type of dealio with lots of lace and satin ribbon and whatnot. Similar in style to the combinations that I had you photograph that one time, except it's like an actual like skirt instead of split drawers.
Oh, okay. Historical outfits are a very interesting thing.
Yeah, no, I have the pattern. My college roommate used to work at Joann's, so anytime they had patterns that were being discontinued or they were overstock or something, she could just like she would just get them and like put them in a box for me. So I had this one that she grabbed, and I was like, you know what? That's pretty and frilly, and I want to do something that's pretty and frilly. So yeah. The directions are obtuse as all get out, but I managed to find a couple people who had made it already and had some good tips for how to decipher the construction.
So it's not like IKEA instructions.
No. And like it's weird because like they split it up into like they organize it in a way that sort of makes sense, but they don't group similar tasks together. So like there's a lot of pin tucks on it. So they have you do the bodice, and they have you do the pin tucks on the bodice, and then the insertion lace on the bodice, and then hook the sew the bodice together, and then they have you do the skirt, and then they have you do the pin tucks on the skirt, and like, why didn't you just have us do like cut out all your pattern pieces, pin tuck these pattern pieces, put lace on these pattern pieces in this spot? Like, it feels like it's a lot of back and forth, but when it could have been streamlined a lot just by grouping the similar steps for each piece of the garment together, so you're getting it all done at once. Also, pin tucks are the bane of my existence now. It's like, okay, I'll get these done for this particular item, but if I can avoid using these in the future, god damn it, I'm going to. They're so finicky. Simple in theory, but like I don't have the precision or the steady hand needed to get them like 100% straight all of the time.
Well, that's all right. I won't tell anybody.
Also, sorry for the yawning. It has been a very long day.
No. It's I'm going to be wrapping up here in like 5 minutes or so. This is actually going to be the last one I work on for tonight, and then we're going to do the recap, and then that. But no, it's within half an hour of me closing up shop, I will be in bed as well. It's and I can't even say, oh, it's because my kid kept me up. No, it's just because I've been up since 7 a.m. and I am emphatically not a morning people.
It's not even like Seamus keeps me up. He's generally fairly good with bedtime. Just today was a very long day. Our phones were down at work, and our core system was down at work. In every branch but the main branch, so we all had to pack up and move to the main branch, and the phones were crazy, and it was just... I'm not paid enough to deal with these technical issues on a day, for longer than a couple of hours.
Okay. What do I want to do? Where's the thing? There's the thing. Also, one of my favorite tools in Photoshop, the gradient tool. It works so well for these types of shoots. Okay.
So can you humor me with this one for a moment after you finish, what you want to do with it?
Yep.
I want to see what it looks like with all the color gone except the red.
All color gone except red. Okay, let's let me go back to...
It's either going to look awesome or it's going to look terrible, and I want to see which one it is.
Okay, well, all color gone except red. So we're just gonna leave the reds as it is. Let's go. So, like, by all color gone, do you mean just like, am I removing?
Remember what we did with the purple in that those photos we did at the gardens? Like something like that.
Something like that. Oh, okay. So let me go back to hue saturation. So let's get rid of the yellows. Let's get rid of the greens. Not that there's much any in there. Cyans. Gone. Blues. Again, this is a very red heavy image, so okay. No, yeah, that's master, so we'll bring you back to 0. Actually, because I have everything else sitting on top of it, let's do another hue saturation layer. Now let's try this. Yeah, because red is the dominant color here.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, I wasn't sure if taking out the yellows would also, like, desaturate the skin tone at all.
It does, but not enough to notice. Like,
yeah.
if I add all the yellow, then we start getting into that. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, we take out all the yellows, you do look a bit paler. Like, the reds, the red shows up more. But because this is such a red heavy image to begin with, this is what's left after taking out everything else but red. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what you get.
Thank you for experimenting with me.
So now let me reset this back to default and go back to you. Okay. And we've done the eyes, and now we'll do black and white. That is way too bright. Yeah. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Alrighty. Yep. All right. So now let's go into my Adobe Bridge, and we're gonna do our recap for tonight. Show you what we have done this fine evening. In no particular order. So we've got these three over here. Oh, yeah. The only difference between is that we know one eye is fixed, so that's the only major difference between the versions there. So let's actually just do those two. So we've done that. And then we've got that. And then we have the one from your artist friend, from Morgan, the Morgan-inspired pose. Then we have you trying to do a violence. Then we've got the cup there. And then we have the first one I did, which I actually have to do the eyes for that one as well. But so far, this particular image, that is my favorite of the entire set.
It's very good.
That is my favorite of the entire set, so that I will definitely continue to work more on this, because I've got your list, and I also still have the film ones to develop. So,
yay, film!
So, for those of you who are who've been watching me, thank you so much for spending some of your Tuesday evening with me. I always appreciate the pleasure of your company. If you are curious about my other photography, check out the link that just popped up in the chat. It's my card page, and that'll take you to, it's the links to my website, Instagram, Vero, Patreon, DeviantArt, all that fun stuff. So if you check those out, I'd be very much appreciative of that. Thank you, McKenna, for being on the stream with me. I always like having you on when you are the subject.
Happy to be here. Maybe the next time I'll actually be able to stay awake.
Hey, that's all right. Like I said, I'm going to bed very soon myself. That is it for me this week as far as stream schedule goes. Friday, I'm shipping off to Boston for my birthday weekend. I'm going to go see Final Fantasy Distant World at Symphony Hall this Saturday, so no stream on Friday as a result. So the next time you guys will see me will probably be next Monday night, when it's back for more Final Fantasy VII, as I continue my playthrough of that. But stream schedule, as always, will be posted this some point during the weekend on Twitter, so you can check that out there. Thank you, Icarus. Thank you so much. So as I careen towards 37 here. So, all right, my friends, stay healthy, stay safe, wear your goddamn masks. Go get vaccinated, go get boosted, all of that wonderful, wonderful stuff. And until I see you guys again, good night. And joy be with you all, everyone. Be well.
Good night.